Who is ready to see a beautiful, beautiful emerald green after kitchen of a small space with tons of tips and tricks on maximizing the small space? Well, you're in for a treat because I am super excited to show you guys this brand new kitchen reveal of a project that we just finished in Seattle. And yes, you heard me right. It is a stunning emerald green kitchen, and it is a small space, very small kitchen. And we went in and worked on a lot of space planning and worked on how to really utilize and maximize this small space. So stay tuned for this amazing small kitchen makeover. My name is Kerstin with the Material Bar here in the Pacific Northwest, your kitchen and cabinet specialist, and I am super excited to take you guys through some before pictures, and then we'll take a quick eeny beeny tiny, whatever you say, look behind the scenes on the space planning kind of portion of it, and what was kind of wrong in the existing place, and what did we do to really maximize the space. And then we'll go right into the materials that we've selected for this project, and of course to the beautiful after pictures and some video clips from the project. Now, before we get started, do me a favor, show us some love. We have had so much fun doing these videos for you guys, and when you guys like and comment, it is just so much fun to read those comments and to share with the entire team here at the Material Bar. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow this channel. We are the absolute kitchen specialists. We go really in depth on kitchen design, space planning, tips and tricks on your remodel, just to help you out wherever you are. All right, now let's get started. Okay, well, let's start taking a look at some of our before pictures. Also, really sorry, our client had just moved into this space a little while ago, and this is, though, it's a little bit messy in this kitchen, but honestly, it's because the problem is it's a small space and it is not functional. This small space has not enough countertops. So yeah, let's go through the issues here. We have not enough countertops and we do not have enough storage here. Okay, and as you can see, there is an existing wall right here, which was opened up. We have the living space is right out here, and then we have dining kind of around the corner. So it made this room feel just completely shut off from the rest of the house. And we're a young family that lives in here who just had a newborn, or she was actually pregnant when we were working with her on this project. And we definitely wanted something that felt more of the concept of open living, which has still been one of the biggest, I wouldn't even say trend in the kitchen design world, because it is more of a just change of life, how we're designing for how people want this integrated living kind of space with kitchen space. Okay, so yeah, so this wall was taken out. We have a small section here that was not full depth cabinets, that was a shorter depth of cabinets, that provided just a little bit of landing space. But it's really kind of awkward because the kitchen itself, it feels like there's a ton of unutilized space. I think this space ended up being like 80 inches or, you know, something like that. I mean, I don't have the number in front of me, but it felt like very unutilized space. And even though we took out this wall, we couldn't really intrude over here. There's a staircase that goes down. So we ended up talking to the general contractor about leaving the half wall as is, because they had some electrical in there. The wall just got cut down. But this was our start of the kitchen, and we wanted to keep it that way. What we needed to do is extend kind of into this area. Now, with this sitting right here, there was not enough space between the refrigerator and that section, so we really had to accommodate for that. And you can already see over the refrigerator there is no deep wall cabinet, and I just love that deep wall cabinet. It's good for kind of tabletop appliances that you don't use a lot. It is perfect for these big old soup pots that everybody has, but you don't use them all the time. Okay, here we have another angle of this kitchen. Again, you know, they have a short cabinet over here, but not that nice deep one. And if you don't have a panel on the side of your refrigerator, it kind of exposes that unfinished side of a refrigerator, and that's just, it just looks unfinished. Okay, and those are like some of those special touches that really elevate the look of a kitchen. You can see up here, we don't have our wall cabinets running to the ceiling, and especially in a kitchen where we're trying to use as much space as we can get. We're trying to maximize space. It's definitely recommended to run your cabinets all the way up to the ceiling. Now, we kept our refrigerator in the same spot, our range in the same spot, and we already have existing venting right here. We kept that in the same spot. Really, everything stayed in the same spot. It was just about utilizing the space just a whole lot better, right? Sink over here, dishwasher over here, that is fine. Now, we had some little things to address. For example, there was not a real Lazy Susan in here, and I don't care how many people want to complain about a Lazy Susan, it is still one of the best things that you can put in a corner. Like, let's just say it, like, a corner is never perfect, okay? But there is a reason why everybody has been using the Lazy Susan like crazy, and it's because it works, okay? It absolutely works. So we made sure we got a Lazy Susan fit in here, but really, a lot of times in these older kitchens, what you end up having is drawers with cabinet doors underneath, like here. And when you open that, you just have a shelf in there, and it's just a small kind of cabinet, and everything just gets shoved back there. So especially in small spaces, it makes sense to have items that kind of come out more towards you. Obviously, drawers are great. I always like to pack a kitchen full with drawers, but then also have some sort of maybe utensil pullouts, spice pullouts, things like that, right? And here's the last image that I have from this project to show you guys, which shows a little bit more this left side of the kitchen. And there's a wall intruding and kind of separating this kitchen run right here from the dining room over here. So obviously one complaint is, and that's in a lot of kitchens, we don't have enough counter space. Number one, you probably don't have enough counter space because you don't have enough cabinets to actually put away all your stuff and get your counter cleared. You don't have enough cleared counter space. And sometimes it makes sense to take a little bit of counter away from a section to clear off more of your other counter. So in this case, if you look, this was the kitchen. These three pictures was basically the kitchen. There was no kind of storage for pantry. That's another really big issue. We have nothing for pantry space, and we're a young family. Obviously, we have pantry items that we need to store. There's no other dedicated room in this home for pantry. So it made absolutely sense to put a full height kind of like a smaller width tall unit of a pantry in here that we can have a full height pull-out accessory inside, so we can have a great nice access to it. But as you can see, we're taking away a little bit of countertop here, but it is going to help us in the long run in terms of organizing the space and getting more things off the counter and clearing off the counter. Another big thing that really helped in the new kitchen was we've got a ton more counter and cabinet space by bringing in some sort of peninsula, right? It's not a true island. We still have a half wall there, so I am gonna call it a peninsula. And then we had another thing in this kitchen of, we have a dog, we have a super cute pup, and the dog bowls are always in the way. You can't really tell in these images, but that was another point and request kind of from our client. Hey, can we some way just find a spot, like just a dedicated spot for these doggy bowls? Now I'm going to take you behind the scenes really quick, and I'll just show you a little bit of the things that I've kind of packed into this kitchen that I figured would maximize this small kitchen space. Okay, looking at this top view of the kitchen, as you can see right here, first of all, we widened the door opening. It was a really small, I think it was like less than 36 inches when I first measured it. So we widened that because we really needed to get as much walkway as we could in front of the refrigerator. Our client did go with a cabinet depth refrigerator as the new replacement unit, which helped in this case with walkway right here. We added a tall panel, and obviously we added a full depth cabinet over the refrigerator. I just love those things. Now, right here on the right side of the range, we ended up with a pull-out unit. That's a pull-out spice unit. We have the range and vented is still in the same section. We have our Lazy Susan cabinet right here, which always you have to have it hinged on the opposite side of the appliance. A lot of times, especially in smaller spaces, you end up with a Lazy Susan corner cabinet or any kind of corner cabinet next to a range. It's very common. Always remember it needs to be hinged on the opposite side, otherwise you will have issues in opening this unit. And then we have a drawer base right here. Now another thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to small spaces, a sink base cabinet is an absolutely wasted cabinet, okay? In 99% of homes, the sink base cabinet gets used for maybe a trash, maybe you have just a trash bin underneath, and a lot of times for cleaning supplies and different things, okay? But if I make it a little bit smaller, you're still going to squeeze in your cleaning supplies. But now it allows me to maybe squeeze in another unit that makes more sense instead of using a filler, right? In a small kitchen like this, I would never want to use a filler. It is, I mean, obviously if I don't need to against the wall or something else, I would have to, but I want to use as less a filler material as I need because I'm trying to utilize every inch of this kitchen, which again, you'll see in the selections here in a minute. We went with frameless cabinets because frameless cabinets is just the best use of space, okay? Like literally utilizing every inch of a kitchen. So as you can see, we only did a 30-inch sink base because with a 30-inch sink base, you can still get a honker of a sink in here, okay? You can still do a single bowl, very, very big sink. You probably wouldn't even notice the difference to somebody else having a 33-inch sink. And compared to what you probably had in the space, I'm guaranteeing you it's going to feel a lot bigger and deeper, okay? The dishwasher, you see still left over here. And also I want to say really quick, by changing this to a 30-inch sink base, it gave me enough room here to have a nice 13-inch drawer base, and it gave me enough room here for a decent size 10-inch wide pull-out pantry, okay? Alrighty, so we have our dishwasher in the same spot, and then we have a tall unit pull-out pantry right there, okay? Now, there is a divider on top, and then we have a full height pull-out right here. And now let's go to this, I kind of call it a peninsula right here, okay? So here's our half wall. That is the existing wall that was taken down. We have a dedicated spot right here for our microwave. So this unit faces this way. And then we have a another 3 drawer base, because drawer bases are just super essential in small spaces. They're the best utilization of space. Now, because we have units now facing this way, I want this to look really nice and incorporated from each side. So this got a finished end and a matching false door panel right there. And now here we have our trash unit kind of facing this way. Well, I'm just making a hot mess here on my drawing. Sorry. So this is facing that way, and then here we have a another base unit with some rollouts, and that is facing this way. Now, dining is over here, and which means, you know, if you have like people, here's living, okay? Living is down here. If you're sitting on the sofas and kind of entertaining, you're looking into this kitchen. Over here is where we have a hidden doggy station. And not in the sense of like being super hidden, but kind of out of the way by being on this back end where you're not really prepping and you're not going to fall over the dog, maybe trying to get in and having a drink or, you know, grabbing a snack. So that's facing out this way. And I'm going to show you, just trying to show you here the elevation really quick. So Lazy Susan, drawer base, sink base, and we didn't need it big because we have a dedicated trash unit. And then here is where we have a divider for trays. And then here's our full height pantry pull out, which was amazingly needed in this kitchen. We have some glass cabinets in this right here, just to open up the space, and it was really like a wish from our client, and I love how it turned out. Can't wait to send you guys or show you guys the final pictures here. And here you can see the range. Now, I want to say something about this, because you could probably go like, oh my God, there's like no cabinets left and right of the vent hood. It's like such a waste of space. But here's the reality. I personally don't like when wall cabinets super encroach on venteds. I think it makes a space feel super like enclosed and kind of like shut off and weird. So to me, we've optimized with so much other space, tall unit, pantry unit. The peninsula got like, it turned into a real peninsula, it got way bigger. You know, we got a big cabinet here above the refrigerator. So like with things like that, I feel like there's no need to give you like what, an extra 9 inches left and right. Like it's super tiny, and you know, here it might have been 12 inches or 15 inches, but on the left side, it might have only been like 9 inches or something. I just think it's not worth it, okay? And we love how it turned out, and our client agreed. She didn't want it to feel super encroached. So I love that we didn't go the route of, you know, just plugging cabinets everywhere like crazy. Sometimes less is more. Here are some images of the rendering. And as you can see, there's a doggy unit right there on the peninsula, kind of facing the dining room. And it feels really nice and open with the vent hood, not being super enclosed by cabinets left and right. And here's another angle of the peninsula cabinets along with the doggy station. Now let's jump into the materials and I'll show you guys what we used on this project. Okay, so in this kitchen, I already mentioned we used frameless cabinets. If you've been watching this channel for a little while, you know I'm kind of a fan of Bellmont cabinets, but also because they're made locally here in our area in the Pacific Northwest, but they do serve a lot of the parts in the United States. So don't shy away if you're somewhere further away, and you can always reach out to us. But I do enjoy working with Bellmont a lot. It's a great cabinet line. I honestly think that they have all the cool selections that you need to get a kitchen that's just on trend, right? But also going to look good for the next couple of years. Now, in this case, we went with the Evoke door style. This is kind of my new mini samples. I like them so much. This is the Evoke door style, which is a smaller kind of shaker detail, but also I need you guys to know that this is a high density fiberboard, one piece cut out door panel with matching door fronts. Okay, so same detail on the door fronts. The reason why I say this is because people need to understand the different materials that they're using for their remodel and what this will mean in the long run. Okay, if you're using a painted finish, and this is our finish, this is Olympic, which is a really beautiful emerald green standard color in Bellmont's offering. So this is the 1600 line Evoke door Olympic green. But if you're using a detailed door style in a painted finish, and you're using a door that is made out of wood, and yes, there are certain doors, even in the Bellmont line, like the Index door, that is made with kind of a combo of high density fiberboard and wood panels, it's going to split, and there are going to be little paint seams in your door detail, and that is not a flaw, because natural wood, obviously wood, expands and contracts, okay? So it is really important that you ask these questions or talk to people that will let you know these details, okay? So you can make an educated decision. I have plenty of people that say, I understand, not a problem. I really want it with a real wood part. And then I have lots of people that completely understand that high density fiberboard is actually like the best product for paint finishes, okay? Now, in this case, our client understood and she chose the high density fiberboard. She understood that it is a better finish. So this is what we used, the Evoke door, love it. For our countertop, we used the man-made quartz by Caesarstone 3cm, which is your standard kind of thickness in the marketplace, and it is Caesarstone Pebble. Now, I don't know if you can really like see the finish on this on the camera, but it is, this sample is the honed version. We actually did the polished version, so it was a little bit more shiny. Not everybody likes the honed finishes, and they do need a little bit of different caretaking. So yeah, so in this case, we did polished, but I think I gave out my polished sample. So I have the honed sample for you guys right here. And then for our hardware, we have some really fun hardware that we used on this project by TopKnobs, and it's the Amwell pole. And I just love this pole because, as you can see, I'm so bad at this. As you can see, like, it has this really fun little detail and it looks so good. It looks really fun in black, but I did pull out my brass colored one because, oh my God, like, how cool is this one in brass as well? This is just so pretty. TopKnobs is definitely one of the best supplier for hardware. They have the coolest hardware styles, and it's a really fun way to dress up a kitchen and not spend an arm and a leg. So, like, you know, you don't have to go with the craziest, most high-end cabinet. It's like an outfit. Maybe you can find some really cool, funky hardware just to, like, dress everything up, right? Okay, so love this. But yeah, in this kitchen, we didn't want to be too funky, but we used the black version, and the black version it's very cool. It's just like, it's almost a little masculine, which I really like. For our backsplash, we ended up using the Chloe because, you know, we have samples out in our showroom of the Chloe tile, and the Chloe tile by Bedrosians is just such a good tile. Like, it just always works, okay? Like, it's like Chloe is taking over the internet and the design world. Now, this sample is the square format. In this kitchen, we actually use the Subway format. I think it's like a 2.5 by 8 inch or something like that, and we did a 50% offset Subway kind of stack pattern, and it turned out really beautiful. The nice thing about Chloe is it's not super straight. It gives it a little bit of that handcrafted feel. And if you are unsure about your grout color, probably like my #1 choice for the Chloe when it comes to grout is ash, and ash is number 642 ash, but I'll link everything for you guys below. And that is by Customs Grout, and it just goes really well with it. So, okay, let me answer this question because somebody just asked me that the other day. When do you do really dark grout? There are only certain looks that call for really dark grout on 90% of the kitchens that we work on. If we're picking tile, I like to mute the grout. Okay, so I love going with the ash color when it comes to the Chloe tile in white. And then the tile itself, if you look at a lot more of the pattern, which you'll see in the pictures here in just a second, you'll see that the colors actually really vary, and it gives it a really fun kind of, I don't know, muted look of different textures, and it's all the same. It's just a little bit of different tones in the tile. So love how that turned out. And now it is time to take a look at these final after pictures of this amazing small kitchen makeover, how we turned a small unusable space and really like maximized it to its full potential. I'm so excited for you guys to take a look, and don't forget to like this video and comment below. If you have any questions, leave your comments below, and I am so happy to answer them. And yeah, I think that's it. Enjoy the video until the very end, and I will see you guys next week.